you're buying any cards from TCG Player, please use the link in the description to help support my content. This video is sponsored by Poton Store, TCG Player, Pokemon Card.io, and Card Market.
Hello everyone and Happy New Year! Play on words, obviously pun intended, as we are going to be seeing MEW VMAX a lot in 2022 and probably 2023 as well. V-Star Pokemon are coming out and there's a lot of hope for them to combat VMAXs, but I really don't think MEW VMAX is going anywhere, so I felt like it was a pretty nice play on words to wish you a happy new year, because not only are we going into a new year, but we're also going to be seeing Mew throughout the year a lot. But anyways, I guess it's not as good of a pun if you have to explain it so much. Anyways, MEW VMAX, what we've come to know and love and hate. A lot of people really dislike this deck because of how powerful it is. I don't dislike the deck because of how powerful it is. I dislike the whole concept of VMAXs because of how many decisions they take away from the game. If VMAXs were worth 2 prizes instead of 3, I think the game would be like at its peak in terms of like so good. But because they're worth 3 prizes, that just takes away so much from the game. But MEW VMAX, very powerful, can copy any benched Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack with Cross Fusion Strike. So we're going to be copying Genesect, Technoblast doing 210 damage, and we're also going to be copying Melodious Echo to give us a chance to deal a lot of damage by doing 70 damage for each Fusion Strike energy attached to all of our Pokemon. We play 4 of those, of course, and we play 3 Aleza Sparkle, which allows us to search our deck for a Fusion Strike energy and attach it to a Fusion Strike Pokemon. So potentially doing 280 damage for 2 energy, which is pretty big. And then we have Power Tablets to increase our damage even further and maybe even get one-shots on other VMAXs. Battle VIP Pass along with Fog, Crystal, Quick Balls, and Great Ball to help set up. Chromatic for later in the game gives us a chance at finding anything that we need whenever we need it. 4 total stadiums that I really like. A lot of lists are playing 3, and I think that's a little greedy, especially when the second most popular deck is Jolteon VMAX and is playing 4 Path to a Peak, which are also searchable for them through Intillion. And finally, I managed to squeeze in a copy of Peony into a list, acting essentially as a 5th stadium and also as a way to just unclog your hand off of resources and get going with the Genesect. So I'm going to play around today with this 1 copy of Peony. I wanted to play with MEW VMAX to close out 2021, which has been a overall very good but very weird year. I'm not playing any physical Pokemon. I played physical Pokemon once. I went to a local league once, and that's it. So pretty weird for me when I've been playing for 20 years and I decided to make this my full-time job, right? So pretty weird year, but hopefully 2022, despite all the news and whatnot, hopefully we get through this COVID wave and we are finally able to be back at the tables playing some Pokemon. But for now, let's jump in the ladder and play right here. Alrighty, so we are going second, which is not a bad thing for this deck, and especially when you get such a good start, you have the potential to do a lot of damage with the Aleza Sparkle on an opposing B. However, we're just gonna go end up taking ideally a knockout turn 1 on a Sobble. Never a bad thing. We are playing against Jolteon VMAX, as I mentioned, the second most popular deck at the moment. Pretty powerful one for sure. I really like that art. But anyways, we have a very good hand. So we're gonna establish a double Genesect. I want triple Genesect, Mew, and Meloetta, right? I don't need the Meloetta right off the bat, so I'm just gonna grab these 2 guys. Oh, well, actually, I am going to get the Meloetta. So Meloetta is pretty good here in this particular matchup, if you have all 4 Fusion Strike energy available, because then you can decently easy one-shot the Jolteon. However, it is a liability to have it on the bench because it can immediately get sniped. So I'm not super happy about playing down the first stadium. So I'm gonna use Genesect first without playing the stadium. It's one less card, but I want to be protected with Path to a Peak. I do get the attachment, which is always good. I do get a Great Ball that I can burn. Not gonna grab the MEW VMAX. We'll attach to the active. I will attach this, which doesn't really matter. And we'll go ahead and Fusion Strike System for 3 more cards. No Alessa Sparkle still. We do have the Training Court. I think I'm gonna Quick Ball away the energy. That seems like a good deal. And I get 2 more cards, so probably not getting the KO off of this, but I think it's okay not to get it here. I'm tempted to play the Escape Rope now. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Escape Rope. I'm not gonna play down the Power Tablet because that's one card that I will need to potentially one-shot the Jolteon next turn. Like, getting a knockout here would be very nice, but it's not necessary, you know? However, my opponent promotes the Jolteon. What? Oh, I already attached, so they're actually safe. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, wait, what? So I will not be taking a prize, but I do manage to find the Alessa Sparkle, which is pretty cool. And that will protect the Meloetta from getting KO'd, which is also very nice. And I get some damage in, which is never a bad thing. Never ever a bad thing. And I actually have a pretty good follow-up hand. And now, with this previous damage, I actually don't need... anything at all to just one-shot the Jolteon. I don't need to use my Power Tablet, so I can save them for later. And I think this is something very key. The Training Court would have allowed me to draw extra cards throughout this whole process, right? But now I'm guaranteed to have a Path to a Peak counter, and I'm guaranteed to not whiff essentially on anything. So I think that's more valuable than the one chance that I could have gotten to draw an extra card or whatnot. So I don't know. In my mind, that seems a little better. So we see the VMAX, we see the Drizzle, the Meloetta is protected, there's the Path, you know? I mean, if we get Marnie, then the Training Court goes away, but it is what it is. If we don't, then there we go, right? I already have the Mew, I have the Power Tablet, the Jolteon VMAX is definitely going down. 100 damage doesn't threaten me. My Meloetta is protected, thanks to the Fusion Strike energy, unless they find the Fan of Waves along with the Scoop Up Net to knock it out. So we're in a very, very, very good spot right here. Because that Jolteon is absolutely a gunner. And I get the protection from the I have the Power Tablet ready to go for next turn, and obviously this Mew is very well protected, so we're in a good situation overall. Very good. Very, very good. That Drizzle probably will find the Scoop Up Net. Otherwise, you're only doing 100 damage, and that's very not worth it. If you want to have a chance at winning this game, you definitely need to get the most value out of your max Thunder Rumble. However, he does search for the Fan of Waves. Takes away the energy from the active, interestingly enough. Not from the Meloetta, so not knocking me out. I have the energy in the discard ball, so that's really good. So yeah, I protected myself from basically most scenarios, right? But the Path to a Peak protection, I think, is the key aspect. Otherwise, I'd be relying on a 50-50 chance to get out of the position that I'm in. And you never want to rely on luck if you can avoid it, right? Never want to rely on luck if you can avoid it. Okay, so I'm just doing the things that I know for certain I will be doing. Fog, Crystal, fail it, and then one Power Tablet plus the Chromatic is almost 2 Power Tablets. Now there's 2, and now there's a chance I can now there's a chance I can just finish off the Jolteon afterwards. So this is really good, right? I can one-shot the next Jolteon, 50% chance. Yeah, looking pretty good. Technoblast to 20, so the Vitality Band actually ended up mattering way much than I expected it to. When I attached it, I was like, this doesn't matter, but it actually mattered in both hits to make sure that I didn't have to use up a power tablet. And now, if my opponent Marnies me, then all of this goes away, right? But if they don't, then I'm in a very good situation. See the Incense for the VMAX. So they have the damage output right here. I do need to switch. There's a path. Marnie? Yes. Ugh. Wow. Okay, so worst case scenario. There's a peony. Immediately, right off the bat, the peony pays for itself, right? It's a 5th stadium, essentially, at this stage. It's a 5th stadium right now. Alright. Unless my opponent plays... Well, actually, with a boss's orders, they could just win. With a boss's orders, they can just win, so I need to win this turn. They're gonna knock out the Mew. I'm gonna have access to 4 Genesects this turn to find Switch plus 4 power tablets. And I already have... Wait, no. 3 power tablets. That's what I need, right? 3 power tablets. So with Peony, what's better for me to grab? Switch or power tablet? The one that's the hardest to find. Without Switch, yeah, I need all of them, right? I need absolutely all of the cards that I'm mentioning. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, the 1 copy of Peony coming in clutch, because not only does it find me the stadium, but it also finds me other stuff. Okay, that's a card that I get to thin, which is very good. These are cards that I get to thin. So I'm basically gonna go all out here. Or not all out, all in on winning, you know? I'm gonna go all in on winning here. So there's a peony. And I'm gonna grab this doesn't matter. None of the stadiums actually matter, right? I have 2 switches and 4 power tablets. So the hardest card to find is Switch, but I only need 1 Switch, and I do need 3 power tablets. So which one do I guarantee? I need all of them anyways, and I can't specifically search for one or the other, so yeah, I'll grab the Switch. Alright, so here goes nothing. Yeah, here goes nothing. Very all-in-ish play from me, but it is what it is. Yeah. Alright, already 2 power tablets. Can I flip heads on this Cramomatic for the win? No. Okay, that's fine. So we'll go ahead and play power tablet number 1, power tablet number 2, attached to the active, and then Gensec number 2 for 5 more cards. 1 more power tablet to go. There's the power tablet, and that's a win. So in another situation, I could have grabbed the Mew and benched that, and then sacrificed 1 Gensec draw, but then I would have had a chance if my MEW VMAX goes down, then I have the next MEW VMAX to overtake my opponent, but I have to prepare for the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario was my opponent goes boss onto the Meloetta, 100 damage KO, 100 damage to the MEW VMAX, KO, and GG. And with a huge hand that they had no way for me to attack their hand, and access to Shady Dealings and Tillian, I don't think I had that extra turn to go for it, so there we go. Yeah. Alrighty. So we lost the coin flip yet again, which once again is not a bad thing for this deck because of Meloetta. Right, because of that. Have an interesting hand. Definitely gonna prioritize the 2 Cramomatics over the Great Ball. And we're up against Urshifu, so we can actually commit the Psychic Energy and still get a potential knockout onto the Urshifu on turn 1, which is really great. As long as we find a Lessa, right? So we'll see what we top deck, we'll see with the Chromatic what we draw. Okay, so first Chromatic will discard the switch, and then depending on that, I'll decide. I do flip heads, that is fantastic, which means a Battle VIP pass. However, I could be tempted for the Alessa Sparkle, actually. As long as I hit any Pokemon off of this Great Ball, then I would get the KO. Tempting. But I feel like, okay, depending on the matchup is where you would make this decision. I feel like if the game goes on for long, I should have an advantage, right? So, well, the thing is, okay, I get the Battle VIP pass. That doesn't really get me anything, though. Like, I have one attachment and then I'll Gensect for one. That doesn't seem great, actually, so on second thoughts, get punished. Get punished. Wow. Any Pokemon, any basic Pokemon, but any basic Pokemon. Ugh. That's so sad. That's so sad. Oh well. It is what it is. I don't know. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I should have gone for the Chromatic. How many basic Pokemon did I have left? 4 Mew, 4 Genesects, 1 more Meloetta. So 9 out of 40 cards. That was not a higher than 50% chance to hit a base. Well, I would look at the next 7 though. I don't know. Questionable, maybe. I still think doing it that way was correct though. Not sure. Alright, this time around we won the coin flip, so we are going first. With a similar style hand to the previous one, where Chromatic is what we'll end up needing in order to get going. And we're up against Genesects, or against a mirror match. So that means the Power Towel is also very valuable too. Okay, I'm gonna Chromatic the switch. Oh, nice. That's very lucky. Very, very lucky. Okay, just grab double Genesect off of that, but I am going to Great Ball first. And this time I do hit, so... Alright. There's a chance that I go down this turn, so I'm gonna get the Mew. I also don't have a great... Yeah, there's a chance my Mew goes down to a Meloetta, so that's why I'm playing down this Mew. Just in case, and don't even get to draw anything with Genesect, but it is what it is. I don't need to draw, would have been nice, but I don't need to. On the opposite side, we have the Raw Battle VIP pass. Very jealous of that. So I could have gone crazy with this hand, right? Just Chromatic, away the Power Tablet, and if I flip heads, then I would have been able to Gensect for a lot. But I chose to play it a little bit slower, not overdo it with my resources, to see what I'm up against, like to see what my opponent ends up pulling off. We can see like they're fully committing to the Meloetta, right? They are on the other side, they are fully committing to the Donk, right? With the Chromatic and just foregoing Mew completely. So completely different style of play, I guess. Oh wow, Battle VIP pass off of the Gensect for 1. That is insane. And yeah, just 1 Mew. Okay. Just 1 Mew. I mean, I don't know. It's like I mentioned plenty of times. It feels like people playing the Mew deck feel like their end goal seems to be to get as many to draw as many cards each turn as they can with Genesect, no matter the cost, right? As opposed to being conservative with your resources, planning for the next turn, now that I'm gonna hopefully get a KO on this Genesect, I can definitely afford to take away a power tablet, right? And also maximize my my Genesect. So I'm gonna Rose Tower first. I'll counter the Stadium. I'll go ahead and attach the energy. And then we'll Fusion Strike System for 5. Now we're just looking for a MEW VMAX essentially. Let's go ahead and Fog Crystal for a Psychic, and then Quick Pull away the Psychic for Meloetta, right? I do want to give myself the chance or the possibility to deal damage through Meloetta, especially since I'm holding the Fusion Strike energy. And now this is an interesting decision. I could, well, it's less interesting overall. I could Great Ball, right? See if I get the MEW VMAX. If not, I get an extra card of the Genesect. But when I use Genesect for 3 instead of 4, so I'm sacrificing 1 card of the Genesect to have a deeper reach with the Great Ball. So I'm looking at the next 10 cards to find MEW VMAX rather than 7 random. No, let's see if I hit it from the next 4. So overall, this is statistically, this is the better play, right? And I assure you, a lot of players would have gone on and played the Great Ball, probably missed the MEW VMAX, and then went on to draw cards with Genesect, because drawing 4 is more than 3, right? But it's not from a statistical standpoint. Okay, like your goal is not to draw as many cards as you can with Genesect. Your goal is to find MEW VMAX and start attacking and applying pressure with it. That is your goal. You know? Okay, now my plan will change. Okay, now my goal, I already have everything I need for this turn. So now my goal, my personal goal, is to dig for a Lesser Sparkle. Yeah, have an Lesser Sparkle in my hand so that next turn I can hopefully use Meloetta with the 4 Fusion Strike energy in play with a single Power Tablet and get a response KO on their MEW VMAX. That is my goal now, and that is why finding the other MEW VMAX is not as important. I don't think this one will be getting KO'd anytime soon, especially not next turn. So that is why I can absolutely afford to do it this way. I still found the other MEW VMAX, which is great. No sign of a Lesser Sparkle or the Power Tablet for next turn, and I'll keep this Great Ball as a Great Ball now because there's a chance I find a Chromatic off the top deck or off of my prizes, and that would allow me to play it, right? And get closer to the card that I want in order to get a return one shot on a MEW VMAX potentially, or just any card that I might need, right? So that's my logic, right? I feel like that's the decision making that is involved in MEW VMAX that not a lot of players go through and realize. They think their goal is to draw as many cards with Genesect as they can rather than accomplishing what your deck is trying to do on a particular given turn. But the deck is so strong and games are so fast that even though players play very suboptimally overall, they don't get punished for it because the deck is just so strong. So that's where, even though there's a lot of skillful based decision making within the deck is so strong that even if you get them all wrong, you just overwhelm your opponent anyways. Okay. And we could see that from our, wow, really? Genesect for 1 and you got the Alessa. And you could see that from my opponent's first turn, where he was focused, like he wanted to get the dog, no matter what. No matter how difficult it was, he just went for the Meloetta. Not a care in the world. He just went for the Meloetta. And that was it, right? Nothing was stopping my opponent from going for the Meloetta. And now I'm in a very fantastic spot because I have 2 win conditions. I can just go boss, right? Take out 2 Genesects and win the game that way. Or I can still pull off the Fusion Strike combo. You know, next turn it's more likely that I'll do the boss win strategy. But by knocking out Genesect, I also open up the other possibility of I still have the Lesser Sparkle plus the Power Tablet, or just finding the Fusion Strike energy now. So it's a win-win overall for me. I'm in a fantastic spot because I went first, because I guaranteed my setup, because I did what I needed to do in order to try and maximize my chance of winning. And that will include, I have an extra escape rope and an extra switch, so I'm happy to play this escape rope, right? My opponent will promote the Meloetta. very likely. I'm completely okay with that because I'm just gonna go ahead and boss the Mew. Genesects, I don't care that my opponent has a lot of Genesects in play. One more, one less won't make a big difference. Their hand, we know, is a little bit clogged from previous turns. There's a switch, there's a potential Chromomatic to search for whatever card I might need next turn, which is essentially boss, right? And I win. Now I even have triple power tablet. So we're just in a fantastic spot overall. And I even can use Melodious Echo, so I don't need to switch out this MEW VMAX at all. If my opponent plays boss and doesn't KO me, therefore requiring me to need the switch, then I am completely okay with that because they're not taking a prize card and therefore they are not getting closer to winning. So overall, a lot of skillful based decisions in this match, but games go by so quickly and like decks are overwhelmingly so powerful and you only have 4 turns to win a game that it's really hard to accomplish that sometimes, you know? Or for skill to matter enough to where like you can actually do something about it. I don't know. Anyways, we're in a fantastic spot. We can even get quadruple power tablet next turn, as long as it's not priced, which I generally don't remember if they are. If any of them are, we can oh no, never mind. 1 power tablet is used up. Okay, no boss, no KO, so Chromomatic could get me either boss or the Fusion Strike energy, or I can just draw the Alessa and win that. So the issue is, I actually don't, I do know that my last energy is not priced. So now it's just power tablet, that is 310 damage, and that is the win. So very nice top deck. Obviously I had a 50% chance to find it. I also had a 50% chance to just find a boss and win by knocking out Genesect. So overall, we were very likely always going to win that game no matter what. So yeah, MEW VMAX is a fantastic card. It will be around for so long. It is a skill-based card, you know. Don't be put off by the deck. Like, it's not what's the word? It's not a skill-less card. Yeah, there's actually a lot of micro decisions I have to make when playing MEW VMAX. The problem is that even if you get a lot of them wrong, the deck is so fast and so overwhelmingly powerful that a lot of the times it doesn't matter, right? So you see players just completely go out of their way to draw as many cards as they can with Genesect and never get punished for it, right? Because they just overwhelm their opponent before they can do anything about it. We've seen it in games where I can visualize a win condition because they've used up so many specific resources when they didn't need to or whatnot, but then I never get the punish, or it's not possible to punish them because the deck just goes so quickly and so fast. But if you like, generally MEW VMAX is a skill-based deck for sure. All of them are, right? And this one has a lot of skill-based micro decisions included in the deck. It's just easy to get lost in them and easy to get trapped in the, oh, I just want to draw more cards, right? I can, but that just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Anyways, last piece of knowledge bomb drop right there in the video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Happy New Year to all of you who continue to watch my videos. I really appreciate the support. If you can also use my code at any of the sponsors that do support the channel, I will really appreciate it. Really makes a difference. And with an open card, I tell you, things are getting more and more difficult as time goes by, as tournaments aren't happening or not. So any support, joining the channel, using my code, any and all support is welcome and appreciated, so that I can continue to do what I'm currently doing from here onwards. Thanks so much. Hope you all have a great 2022, and I'll probably see you tomorrow again for a brand new video. Bye bye.